Hi guys, before we start the video watching, I want you guys to like and subscribe. Please, just like and subscribe. It's so easy. I'm waiting. Are you done? Oh, I can see I've not done it. Oh no, I've done. Good job. And have you liked? Okay. Now you have liked. Good job guys. So let's get on the video.
Even amongst people who are recovering from medical conditions or procedures that restrict arm movement, frozen shoulder begins slowly and then quickly ramps up to full blown agony, which can last for years. Your shoulder and all its associated ligaments, tendons, and bones are all wrapped up in a gift wrapping of connective tissue. When you don't use your arm for long stretches of time, though, that tissue can begin to thicken, slowly but steadily reducing the range of motion of your arm. If unchecked, frozen shoulder will eventually all but immobilize you, and trying to move your arm will result in great amounts of pain as you fight against the tissue that's keeping your various bits and pieces tightly restrained. Docs aren't sure why frozen.
So you mean when I do that my arm is paining? When I try to defending myself will hurt myself.
Shoulder develops exactly, but it's known to strike those with diabetes or who have their limbs immobilized for long periods of time. The bad news about frozen shoulder is that the treatment is even more agonizing than the condition, as the only way to cure it is to routinely exercise your arm with stretches and exercises meant to restore mobility. You're literally having to stretch your overly tightened tissues into normal mobility, causing severe agony. The next item on our list is a killer that can strike almost anyone at any time: heart attack. If you've ever been wealthy enough to go to the emergency room to seek treatment, then you've likely been asked if you're experiencing any chest pains. That's because doctors are on the lookout for a heart attack, one of the most painful things you can experience. Caused by a blockage of blood flow, a heart attack is the heart literally fighting for its life. Blockages are most common amongst individuals who are overweight and are caused by things such as fat and cholesterol. As blood flow becomes restricted, the heart muscles are weakened, and some of them might even be killed outright. In that case, you're in very serious trouble. Heart attacks usually begin with extreme pain in the chest, which can either come after a buildup of pressure and discomfort or strike completely out of nowhere. The good news is that the pain only lasts a few minutes because you'll be dead shortly after without immediate medical attention. If you ever experience sudden tightness or discomfort, let alone full-blown pain in your chest, call an emergency room right away and try not to have a second heart attack when you realize how deep in debt you'll soon be. Our next painful condition is hereditary, and if you don't suffer from it personally,
If it's called a second heart attack, do you have a second heart?
there's a chance you could be passing on the misery to your kids. Sickle cell disease. We might as well stick to the theme of your body turning against you. Sickle cell disease is a blood disorder that's inherited through your parents' genes and results in red blood cells being grossly deformed. Instead of the nice round shapes you'd expect red blood cells to be, sickle cells are so named because the red blood cells become hard and form into a sickle shape. This makes it extremely difficult for the body to get the oxygen
Looks
it
like a
desperately
banana.
needs, as the sickle cells are unable to transport oxygen efficiently. Other than constant exhaustion, the pain comes when the sickle cells die off in mass and form blockages in your arteries.
Wait, it look like, what are they called? What are they called? What are they called? The throwing things that come back to you. Frisbee. Is it a frisbee? I don't know.
Sickle cells are like James Dean. They live very fast and die extremely young. This can cause blockages that interrupt blood flow, leading to some serious internal pain that narcotics aren't going to do much to help you manage. Eventually, the blockage can lead to stroke and death, making sickle cell a deadly and painful disorder to have. Sickle cell disease is most common amongst people with ancestors from sub-Saharan Africa, making it endemic to the black community, though the cause is poorly understood. Our next painful experience is something everyone will experience.
Wait, I'm African. I'm black. I'm Kenyan. Oh hell no!
Live long enough. Arthritis. Frozen shoulder sounds pretty terrible and painful, but what if all your joints were being attacked at once? Rheumatoid arthritis is a disease where the body begins to friendly fire all over the place and attack the body's
I hate that.
joints. First, the immune system attacks the membrane that encloses all the joint's moving parts, causing it to become inflamed and swollen.
I never want to have that. Damn, you feel somebody is punching you from the inside. And it's everywhere. Ugh.
Over time, the immune system eats
You can talk. Oh my gosh.
through the membrane to attack the cartilage and bone inside the actual joint itself. Without that protective layer of cartilage in the joint, your bones rub together as you move, leading to some pretty terrible pain. Regular arthritis sets in with age. Though family history, exercise, and weight can all have negative impacts on your odds to get arthritis, exercising regularly and keeping your weight in check can help limit the effects of arthritis, with extra pounds putting even more pressure on your joints and more quickly eroding the cartilage within. Currently, there's no cure for arthritis, and the best medicine can do is help lessen the pain and improve the quality of life. The next most painful thing you can experience is all too common and can strike anyone at any time: sciatica. The good news about sciatica is that it typically goes away over time. The bad news is it can be so painful it's completely debilitating. The sciatica nerve travels along your spine, then branches out from your lower back to travel down each leg. It's one of the main nerves in the human body, which means that when something goes wrong with it, you can be sure it's going to let you know with as much pain as it can produce, which is a lot. Typically, sciatica is caused by damage to the spine, such as herniated discs or a bone spur, or by narrowing of the spine. This causes the sciatic nerve to become compressed, and if there's one thing nerves don't like, it's to be messed with. It's kind of their whole job to let you know when that happens. But what can you do when the thing bothering your nerve is your own body? Well, not a whole lot in most cases. Only if the pain is extremely severe will doctors consider surgery to try and relieve the pressure on the nerve. For the rest of you, you'll have weeks of debilitating pain to look forward to as your body naturally heals. Just try not to sneeze if you develop sciatica, as we have it on good authority that a sudden violent sneeze will quickly send you into Hellraiser-level depths of agony. Our next condition can strike anyone at any time, but unlike sciatica, it can be absolutely deadly: appendicitis. Mother Nature wants to remind you that she hates you, and that's why she's putting a ticking time bomb in your body. The appendix, an organ whose purpose is still unclear, and some doctors suspect is an evolutionary leftover, is home to lots and lots of bacteria. Most of that bacteria we know are there to aid in digestion, and a new theory states is that the appendix is meant to be a home of sort for these bacteria, a place where they can hang their hat after a tough 12-hour shift in your colon, helping digest and process your food. Sure, an appendix may not be an impressive place to live, but don't judge these bacteria too quickly. Their job is pretty crappy after all. Problems occur when bacteria multiply out of control, leading to a blockage and an infection. The appendix quickly becomes inflamed and swells up as it fills with pus. If you don't get treatment right away, the appendix will burst, spreading the infection throughout your body and potentially killing you. Treatments are highly effective, as in most cases, doctors simply have to remove the appendix before it bursts. If you begin to have pain that starts at your navel and then moves around the abdominal area, you should definitely see a doctor right away. On par with a kidney stone, appendicitis is completely debilitating and can feel like a horse kicking you repeatedly and nonstop in the side. Famously, a Soviet surgeon on a trip to Antarctica had to perform a self-appendectomy to save his own life, using only mirrors so he could see what he was doing and absolutely zero painkillers. Appendicitis is easily resolved if caught early. Though if the appendix does burst, treatment will include removal of the appendix and power washing of your intestines so you don't end up dying to the secondary infection, which we can imagine is also rather unpleasant. Our next most painful thing you can experience is as savage as it is deadly. Warning: very graphic imagery ahead. Chimpanzee attack. We've covered plenty of ways your body can betray you in this episode, but we thought we'd end with one of the most painful things you can experience that doesn't come from within. Chimps. They're adorable. They're like small humans. Who doesn't love to see a chimp dressed up in a business suit with a fake cigar, pretending to be a real person? Well, it turns out that chimps don't always love to play make-believe, and sometimes we forget that chimps are wild animals who are several times stronger than the average human. Chimpanzee attacks are brutal, And it's our official stance on the infographic show that chimps, along with jellyfish, are the biggest a-holes in the animal kingdom. Hear us out. While much stronger than a human, a chimpanzee could easily kill a person, but evolution has given them an entirely different battle strategy. Instead of killing, in the wild, chimpanzees often try to disfigure and dismember rivals. And because evolution is all about reproduction, one of the first targets chimps go for is the groin. In 2005, a couple was visiting their pet chimpanzee they had to house at the Animal Haven Ranch in Caliente, California.
Okay. After that, a chimpanzee ever chased me. Hell no, I'm never going close to any chimpanzee again.
The chimp bit off part of a woman's finger, already a red flag if we've ever seen one. While at the sanctuary, 4 other chimps escaped their cages, and 2 male chimps charged at the couple. The woman lost her thumb, but her husband bravely managed to hold the chimp's attention so she could find safety, though paid for it dearly. He ended up having his genitals mutilated. He had a foot torn off. He had severe damage to his face, resulting in the loss of one eye, most of one cheek, and part of his nose, as well as having part of his buttocks bitten and ripped off by the attacking chimp. In 2009, a woman was attacked by her friend's pet chimp. The chimp tore off both of her hands and completely mauled her face. The chimp attacked responding police officers, cornering one cop in his car as he opened fire point blank, killing the crazed animal. It's not just domestic chimps that have attacked people, however. In Uganda, chimpanzees suffering from habitat loss due to farming have begun fighting back in completely horrendous ways. In 2014, a chimpanzee snatched a toddler from its mother, broke off its arm, and mauled the child so badly he died on the way to the hospital. As chimps are finding it more and more difficult to find food in the wild, they've resorted to raiding farms and villages, with disastrous consequences for the Ugandans who live there. Much like in the wild, the chimps seem to be attacking infants, with infanticide being an evolutionary survival technique ingrained into the chimps. If you deny your rivals their children, after all, there will be no future competition for resources. Having our most sensitive body parts ripped apart by pure ape fury sounds like one of the worst things a human can experience to us. Now go check out most painful things a human can experience, or click this other video instead.
Jack Dan.
Like and subscribe, and we out. Peace.